Yasu Malagedo. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Where did Seann William Scott, aka Stifler, go? It's so funny. The other day, just chilling on YouTube, seeing random videos, and then all of a sudden I see a thing about Mr. Seann William Scott. I thought to myself, where did this guy go? I mean, growing up in the 90s, it was awesome. It's when rap music was actually good and we were still listening to rock. But also, it gave birth to all these silly movies. But one of them was the American Pie series. Now, I believe they've made 4 of them that actually went to theaters, and God only knows how many straight to video. But I still enjoy these movies. And a big part of these movies was obviously Seann William Scott's character, aka Stifler, aka the Stiffmeister, aka that fucking prick of a friend that you always had around you that would always stir up shit, but at the same time, always made things entertaining. So, if you don't mind, guys and girls, I would like to go on Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, as I always do, and talk about a little bit about this guy, and let's see where this guy is now. Let's begin. Seann William Scott, born October 3rd, 1976, is an American actor, comedian, and producer. He is known for his role as Steve Stifler. Also, his first name Steve, okay. And his last name is actually Stifler. Shit, I never knew that. In the American Pie franchise, and also for his role as Doug Glatt in both Goon and Goon: Last of the Enforcers. He has also appeared in films Dude, Where's My Car?, Final Destination, Road Trip, Evolution, The Dukes of Hazzard, Mr. Woodcock, and Role Models. He has voiced Crashed in the 4 Ice Age animated feature films and 2 Ice Age television specials. Scott portrayed former CIA operative Wesley Cole in Fox's crime drama television series Lethal Weapon. Films in which Scott has starred have earned $4.91 billion at the global box office as of 2017. Now that is pretty awesome. Here's a guy that basically started off like a lot of actors do, just hoping to be an extra in TV shows. How do I know that? Well, one day when I was getting a haircut, when I had hair, I read one of these magazines, a Maxim, FHM. They're basically magazines for people that are afraid of nudity. And I saw an article about Seann William Scott, and I remember one thing that he said. He said back in the day he was auditioning for Baywatch, and he just moved to LA. He had no idea where to go. He didn't understand the bus system yet, and of course he got off on the wrong stop. The wrong stop was Compton. So what he did was he talked to 2 black guys and he asked them, where am I? Where's the closest beach? Where am I supposed to go? And with no surprise, being as white as he is, believe me, I know that struggle too, he got robbed. And they literally left him with nothing but wearing his boxers. Now, what ended up happening was, if you could believe this, he actually ended up at the beach where he was supposed to audition for the show, and they gave him the part. And they gave him the part because he showed up just in his boxers, and they thought he was preparing for a day at the beach. So sometimes when you get robbed, it tends to work out. But he had to go through a lot of shit. And it says here that he was born in Cottage Grove, Minnesota, to Patricia Ann Simmons and William Frank Scott. Scott's father died in 2007. He was the youngest of his 7 siblings. Let me repeat that again. 7 siblings. Okay, so again, most of the times when you're the younger kid, I'm just assuming the parents care more about that kid because it's the youngest. It's got to, be shown around, and but at the same time, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. So you got to do what you got to do to get attention. He graduated from Park High School, where he was part of the varsity football and basketball teams. He has attended University of Wisconsin and Glendale Community College. Scott dedicated himself to acting and relocated to Los Angeles. Now, another story I heard about the Stiffmeister here is when he moved to LA, like a lot of actors do, they tend to move into a complex with other actors. And I forgot the name of the building. I don't know. I'll look it up one day. And, but a lot of actors, stay there before they can become famous and, just trying to work their way up. And, one day he was like, all right, I'll do MTV Cribs, like a lot of people do. And he told the story how he was just showing people, the place there. And he goes to the window. And then at one point, a couple cops go by the window. Now, apparently, at the same time, they were taping cops, and there were a couple police officers that were literally chasing down a criminal, and somehow he ended up on the ledge or whatever, and there you go. They're taping 2 shows in one. So, you know what? Worst case scenario, if you don't show up on MTV Cribs, you will show up on Saturday night on Cops. Does the show air anymore? I have no idea. But the point is, you do what you got to do to get famous. And if you can be on the Fox network at the same time as MTV, you're doing all right. So, I found a couple other facts on this gentleman, and I'd also like to share them with you. He has English, Irish, Scottish, and German ancestry. If you ever have a chance to go to an Irish wedding, I suggest you do. While vacationing in Australia, after finishing American Pie, Scott was approached by a man who asked if his daughter could have an autograph since she was such a huge fan of the movie. He obliged and was surprised to find out that the man's daughter, a rabid American Pie fan, was only 7 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, we put restrictions on movies for a purpose. I get it. Your kids want to see the same kick-ass movies you do, but you got to have limits, Is it different in Australia? I mean, do they give a shit? I don't know. I mean, they got some big-ass spiders there. He was inspired to become an actor while working double shifts at the local movie theater and seeing all the movies he could watch. Now that is a kick-ass job. I tried to get one of those jobs when I was younger. Actually, to be honest with you, I really didn't try. I mean, I just wanted a job like that. I think I applied for a couple, but yeah, I mean, you get to see free movies. Why not? It's awesome, Free floor popcorn. What more can a man ask for? He grew up not far from the Eden Prairie Mall, the location at which much of Kevin Smith's Mallrats was filmed. He's a huge fan of the movie, has a 1 sheet above his bed, and jumped at the chance to work with Smith on Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. More on that later. After filming American Pie, he was a churro guy at the Los Angeles Zoo. What the fuck is a churro guy? Hold that thought, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. Here we go, folks. Churro. A sweet snack consisting of a strip of fried dough dusted with sugar or cinnamon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as a fellow fat man, I know what a churro is. I had my first churro years ago at the Toronto Harbourfront Centre when I was working there. It was a beautiful work of art. They could fill up with either chocolate syrup or caramel. I recommend caramel. I'm just very surprised after filming American Pie, he was doing this. I guess, obviously the film didn't come out right away, so yeah, you got to work, I guess. But you get to see free movies, free churros. I mean, this sounds like a pretty good life here. Basically sounds like Charles Barkley's life. Scott always signs autographs. God bless Seann William Scott. Okay, so he's the complete opposite in real life, other than Stifler. Okay. Is he religious? I don't know. He was working at a Home Depot and struggling for small television roles when he was cast in American Pie. He auditioned for a role in director Cameron Crowe's Elizabethtown, but lost out to Orlando Bloom. Scott won the role of Carr in Bulletproof Monk after Heath Ledger dropped out. I did not know that. More on that in a little while. Scott was considered for the role of Evan Treborn in The Butterfly Effect. However, the role went to Ashton Kutcher. You dodged a bullet there, buddy. Trust me. He hosted the MTV Movie Awards in 2003 along with Justin Timberlake. Hey, paycheck's a paycheck. His trademark, caca, caca, taunt is heart in the rundown and evolution. Scott participated in the annual Drombuie Pursuit in Scotland. I didn't say that right. I get another chance. Hold on. The Drombuie Pursuit takes place once a year and includes an archery contest on the first day and then a second day that includes kayaking, a castle run, boating, mountain biking, rock climbing, rafting, cross-country biking, off-road buggy racing, and canoeing. All things I will never do. He's often described by those close to him as reserved and polite, a large departure from the wild party boy characters that he plays on screen. No shit. God bless. He has said in the past that he was shy and nervous around women. Bullshit. On March 16, 2011, Scott was admitted to the treatment facility for health and personal issues. His representatives declined to confirm any details about the decision, including specifying the facility. Now, if I just like to stop for a second here. I did hear about this. I was going to talk about this later on, and I probably still will. But of course, when I do my research, they just shoot out the facts. I don't bother proofreading. The point is that he doesn't seem like a guy that's on drugs or drinking or whatever. I mean, they've even asked him about this, like he barely drinks, whatever. I believe him. I mean, the guy seems like he's in pretty good shape. I mean, most people that are in, shape and actors, whatever, I mean, usually they don't do anything, I mean, my guess is, and this is just, I'm just speculating here, might be exhaustion. It might even be, maybe a personal thing, like maybe panic attacks or something like that. Who knows? Either way, I'm glad that he's able to actually go out there and say to the public, hey, you know what? I got a problem. I got to get help for it. Either way, it's good, man. I mean, it takes a lot of balls to do that, so good for him just for doing that. And take all the time you need, man. Don't worry, you know. Dude, Where's My Car 2? That script's not going anywhere, so don't worry. Take your time. In March 2012, Scott confirmed that he was engaged to model Lindsay Frimote. There you go. However, in January 2013, US Weekly reported that his engagement had ended and that the two had split up, but still remained friends. Wow. Okay, I'm just looking at pictures here. She's a Victoria's Secret model. Yeah, stay friends with her. Good move, man. For his supporting role in the first American Pie movie, Scott was only paid $8,000. Wow. How the fuck did that happen? See, stories like this, I don't believe. Just like, okay, I get it. You don't get the big paycheck in the movie because you don't know if this movie's going to go straight to video or, you know, if it's going to be a big success, whatever. But you're part of a, I mean, you got to be part of a union, right? I mean, you know, I'm told that some of these unions, I mean, you know, the worst case scenario, you should get at least like 50, 60 grand or something. I mean, oh shit, okay. I'll still have plenty of them churros, Ernie. Barkley, please. Scott was granted the lead role in American Wedding, though he only received second billing, and the character propelled him into the public consciousness. Obviously. Scott's fear of typecasting led him to play different types of characters post-American Pie, such as a hapless nerd. Did I say hapless? It doesn't, okay. In the horror movie Final Destination, and a friendly friendly stone. You know, sometimes when you find these facts, I don't think they proofread this shit. I mean, I think they mean to say, and friendly stoner in Dude, Where's My Car? But it just says friendly stone. I'm not going to mention the website. You know who you are. He had a starring part as a police officer in Southland Tales, where he reunited with Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, obviously, with whom he had previously worked in The Rundown. Scott made a cameo appearance as a Vermont state trooper in the 2018 movie sequel Super Troopers 2. That's it. They gotta proofread this shit, you know. But again, you know, like I said, the guy's done a lot of shit. You know, it's very hard to get out of that role as Stifler. I mean, we all know that, okay? It's like, I don't know, the guy who played McLovin. I mean, he's gonna be McLovin for the rest of his life, okay? It's just, it is what it is, okay? I don't know, he'll probably be the next podcast. The point is, you know, who cares? Worst case scenario, you know, you're set for life. That's your bread and butter, okay? So, and I get it. You want to try different roles, and, you know, according to IMDb, he has done a lot of shit. So let's get into that. Now, it says here, the very first role he ever did on TV is a little show called Unhappily Ever After. And he played a character named Moon Doggy. Ironically, again, at a beach party. And everything is with the beach with this guy. But yes, now if you've never heard of the show Unhappily Ever After, I don't know, the best way to describe it, it's kind of like a, I don't know. I almost hate to say this, it's kind of like a ripoff of Married with Children. I mean, they tried to play off that shit, I guess. You know, the only difference was there was a rabbit puppet played by Bobcat Goldthwait, who ended up going out with Nikki Cox, I think even being engaged to her. And this is when she looked like Jessica Rabbit. And I don't know, I enjoyed the show. The show was all right. I don't remember him on there, but, you know, yeah, check it out. Then he was in a Sunny Delight commercial, being himself, Seann William Scott. And he was the guy in a basketball jersey. Okay, It makes sense. You play some basketball. You look in the fridge. Some purple stuff. Sunny D. All right, cool. Yeah, it was probably a nice paycheck. Yeah, he definitely must have gotten more than $8,000. I mean, come on, like, all right. Born into Exile. It's a TV movie he did. Aerosmith, Hole in My Soul. He was in that, really? He played a football player. Oh, okay, I remember. This is a good song, good video. I think this is the same video I'm thinking of. I'm pretty sure it's the video where the dude, he tries to make like a woman weird sign style and all that, but then he keeps losing the women to other guys, and then he ends up falling in love with his hot assistant there, and so shit works out. But yeah, he played one of the football players. Oh, okay, all right, and he has trouble talking to women. Please. Something So Right. There's a TV series. Also, he was in a TV short called Chad's World. He played Jim, which is ironic because the next movie he does is, surprise, surprise, American Pie. Who's the lead guy in that? Jim. You see, it was just one big fluke. Okay, anyways, but American Pie, this is where we all get to know Seann William Scott, a.k.a. Stifler.
What's up, dude? You coming to party tonight, Ozzy? The fuckface? Depends if my date wants to stop by. I'm working on something new. I got an idea about something new. How about you guys actually locate your dicks, remove the shrink wrap, and fucking use them? Dude, it's gonna happen. She's a college chick. Alright. I'll see you guys tonight. I'll look free in the no fucking section.
Now, doesn't that say it all? Doesn't that say Stiffmeister? That was the first scene that Seann William Scott was in, and that was our introduction for the Stiffmeister. I'm going to keep saying that. I don't give a shit. In American Pie. So he's that guy that, like I said before, you're friends with, he's a cool guy if you're looking at it from my angle, like watching the movie. He's pretty much the funniest guy in the movie. He just wants to get laid. He doesn't give a shit. He swears, that. I mean, keep in mind, this was, 98, 99, some shit like that. And, this is all we had. We did not have the internet. I mean, we did, but we couldn't really use it. So I remember seeing this movie at the drive-in with my buddy, rest in peace, and we had a great time. And I told him, I said, listen, it's a tradition when you're at the drive-in, when you see boobs on the screen, you have to honk your horn. I didn't make that rule. I feel it's sexist too. Believe me, I know. But that's the rule you do. And of course, the lovely Shannon Elizabeth was in this movie. She was a knockout. She, again, was definitely one of the highlights, as you can say, in the movie. And it's ironic that I said internet, because at one point, she plays the foreign exchange student, and she's, hitting on Jim, and, Jim is extremely awkward, and, he's just like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do you expect me to do? Broadcast her on the internet? And, of course, Stifler says, yes, and that's it. That's right there. So that alone, a lot of people had webcams, and I'm almost positive that people started getting freaky after this movie too, and started doing shit like that too. So that started a whole thing there. The whole MILF craze, if you don't know, MILF, Mom I Like to Fuck. Later you will see that guy and Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. There's also the dude in there that was in Rookie of the Year. He's in there trying to get laid as well. He's going after Tara Reid. I'm coming. Allison Hannigan is in it. She plays Michelle. She's wicked with the flute. You know her from How I Met Your Mother. Eugene Levy. Okay, now I grew up loving this guy in films, obviously on SCTV. This definitely gave his career a second coming. Absolutely. He was awesome as the dad. You got Natasha Lyonne, who's a really good actress. Obviously, she was on Orange is the New Black. Also in a great movie with Alan Arkin called The Slums of Beverly Hills. I recommend you check out that one. Chris Klein, who unfortunately did that horrible fucking Street Fighter movie. Jesus Christ. But yeah, for the most part, this launched a lot of careers for a lot of people. Obviously, Seann William Scott, he was just branded as Stifler till the end of time after this movie, for sure. Eddie Kane Thomas, I forgot him. He was also in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. You're going to see a lot of these guys just later after this movie. Mira Sorvini, she was in American Beauty with Kevin Spacey. Yeah, I know. This is just a great movie, a great teen movie. It was a huge hit when it came out. Huge hit. The way it was marketed, the poster, with the pie and the flute, and it was all there, man. I mean, it did extremely well. The budget on this movie was $11 million. Opening weekend in the U.S., it made $18 million. So already got double your money. And then the total U.S. gross was $102 million, and accumulated worldwide gross $235 million on $11 million comedy. Holy fucking shit. Expect more movies to come. I mean, it just exploded. Okay? Shannon Elizabeth, poster Playboy. The point is, this movie was hilarious. Very funny. And as far as I can remember, I mean, when movies started hitting DVDs, for those of you under the age of 20, I'll explain what a DVD is later. But, the whole concept of unrated movies, so now we're like watching this movie unrated, the way it was meant to be, which is the way every comedy movie should be. I always say comedy is meant to be uncensored. Okay, you look at all the best comedies that have ever come out. They're all R-rated, okay? There's a reason for that. And unrated, it's even better. You know why? Because it's got no rating. You can do whatever the fuck you want. That's it, okay? I'll give you a perfect example. So, obviously, Jason Biggs, the guy who plays Jim, he's the main guy. Beautiful opening scene, by the way. That reminds me of days when, I used to watch Porn Scrambled. But, those are fun times. But anyways, so, he's in the kitchen. His buddy tells him, the guy that was in the shitty Street Fighter movie, I have to keep reminding you of that. Please do not see that movie. I mean, if you think the Van Damme movie was bad, holy shit, you ain't seen nothing. But, he tells him, what does it feel like? And you know what it is. It's pussy. And, like, warm apple pie. Yeah. Yeah. So he's in the kitchen. He sees the pie. He puts his fingers in the pie. Which I honestly don't recommend, especially during these COVID days. But he gets caught, fucking the pie. But in the original version, he's just there. He puts his pie in his crotch, like it's fucking. He's got the Three Stooges in his dick. And then later on, it shows him actually on top of the counter, fucking the pie into oblivion. Each scene, Eugene Levy is shocked, as any fellow member of Second City would be, and it's classic, and they're just sitting there after it's all crumbled, and we'll just tell your mother we ate it all. Great movie, awesome movie. I might even watch it tonight. I got nothing else to do. Excellent movie. Seann William Scott was excellent in it. I mean, I can't picture anybody else playing this role. He definitely deserved way more than $8,000. I mean, does that mean Jason Biggs got 10 grand for fucking the pie? I don't know. But yeah, excellent movie. Definitely recommend it. The next thing he did was a video game called Knox. He played a Jack Mower. Like I said, and I'll say a million times, even after this, do the voiceover thing, easy money. Then he did Final Destination. Now, we talked about this before. He basically played, the complete opposite of Stifler in this. I remember one time I went to night school, and, ladies love Seann William Scott. Okay, for sure. It's one of those names, to this day, it's Ryan Gosling, Brad Pitt. Just yell that out in a crowd of women, you'll get their attention. And I was telling her, we were talking about this movie, and I was like, yeah, he was in that movie. And she's like, no, he wasn't. I was like, yeah, he was. No, he wasn't. Yes, he was. Because he was wearing that kick-ass New York Rangers jersey, the one with the Statue of Liberty. Now I'm a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, okay? You're not going to, have me change over. But it was a kick-ass jersey. But in this movie, he played the complete opposite. He played, a puss. And, no signs of Stifler here. The way he dies, or does he? Whatever. But this is a really good movie. I remember watching this movie for the first time. Of course, it was nighttime. It was dark, by myself. And then that airplane scene happened. And, I said to myself, I'm never going to go on a plane again. And of course I did, because someone else paid for it. I said that before, and my whole, Tell the Truth podcast, and how you can get a trip either way. The point is, this is an excellent movie. I mean, they've made, again, with American Pie, they made a shit ton of movies after. I just recommend this one. This is a really good one. The first one's actually really good. I mean, it's hard to find like a really good, I don't know, horror movie, whatever you want to call it, in the 90s. I mean, there's a couple of them, but it just gets played out after a while. And but this one is actually really good. It actually stars the dude who was in the Eminem video, Seann. Unfortunately, he did a movie with John Travolta years later, which, holy fuck. But the point is, this movie is really good. Check it out. Road Trip. He plays a character named E.L., which I'm going to be honest with you, again, I had no idea that was the name of his character. Some of these movies, guys, I'll be honest with you, what's in a name? I forgot who said that. Maybe it was Shakespeare or whatever. But again, this is an excellent movie. Very good comedy. Done by Todd Phillips. The first time, I don't know if this is his first movie. I'll do the research on it later. But this is a really good movie. 4 college buddies embark on a road trip to retrieve an illicit tape mistakenly mailed to a female friend. I totally forgot this was, he recorded this on VHS. Again, if you're under the age of 20, I'll explain to you what a VHS is later. But he accidentally, the guy who did the voice of Garfield here, the guy, I mentioned this guy in, what's his name, Bricken Meyer. Yeah, he's a funny guy. He told that story about how Stifler, sorry, not Stifler, the Screech was in a porno, and he didn't believe he was packing. It was a whole fucking thing there. You can see it on YouTube. But so he records himself fucking another girl while he's going out with another girl. Then they're gonna do a road trip and catch or try to get the VHS tape before it gets to his girlfriend. So very funny movie, very good cast of characters. Seann William Scott basically plays Stifler. I mean, I don't know what the difference is. I got to be honest with you. I mean, it's no disrespect to him. It's still a funny role. Amy Smart's in it. DJ Qualls, he's really funny in it. Tom Green, he's great in it. Horatio Sands has a very funny scene with Toast. The point is, very well casted, very funny movie. A lot of Phillips. Obviously later on he does Old School, The Hangover. So you'll see a lot of these guys in his movies later, but definitely recommend this movie. And I would recommend the movie unrated, because I think that does make a difference. Then Seann did a movie, Eels, Mr. E's Beautiful Blues. There's a short video. Oh yeah. Then he did Dude, Where's My Car? Now, this always gets mixed reviews. I mean, these are the same people that did later on Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. I think Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle is way better than this movie. It's not even close. This is still a decent little movie. Although, I mean, if you think about it, like, I don't think in the whole entire movie you don't see these guys smoke weed once. I don't think. I remember the dog got high as fuck. Other than that, that's it. I don't remember them smoking weed. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but it's a good little movie. I liked it. Is anything spectacular or whatever? No, but it's all right. I remember one time my friend said he saw it, and I like, how would you describe it? And it was just before I saw it, and he's like, well, it's Kelso and Stifler in a movie. That's it. I mean, so. It is what it is. That's it. I'd recommend it. Why not? Evolution. I like this movie a lot. I think if they put more into the story, it would have been a really, really, really good movie. But Ivan Reitman, he's done some good shit. If you don't know who he is, shame on you. Do your own research. I can't do everything for you guys. But it's a very good movie. Stars David Duchovny, Orlando Jones, Julianne Moore. It's about these people that, again, they see, some aliens coming, and, it's this weird gene, coming, and they got, like, it's almost like someone compared it to, like, Ghostbusters in many ways. I mean, obviously it's got the Reitman connection there, but, obviously, it's not as good as Ghostbusters. I'll be honest with you. But it's still definitely worth checking out. I'm not selling this movie well at all. I'm aware. But actually, for the time, the animation I thought was pretty good. It's got some funny scenes in it. I think, what's his name? Ethan Suplee and Michael Bauer are very good as the two dudes. There's a great joke there with Head and Shoulders. You got to watch it to figure it out. I'm not going to tell you shit. By the way, props on, Ethan Suplee was in the movie I just talked about before there. And props to him on losing a lot of weight, man. If you look up this guy, he's been in a bunch of shit too. Actually, the irony is that he was in Mallrats, and obviously we talked about this before. Seann William Scott grew up close to where Mallrats mall was taped, and so kudos for that guy for losing all that weight. Also, he was in Road Trip as well. That's right. Yeah, he was part of the. He was part of the crowd that Tom Green was showing around. He was, again, Tom Green, man. This is just a side note here. I grew up loving Tom Green. Joe Rogan was right. I got to do a podcast about him one day. But, he kind of created the whole podcast thing too, with the whole video and, the way Joe Rogan does it now is the same way, he did it like 15 years ago. So, again, props to Tom Green there. That was pretty awesome. Anyways, American Pie 2. Okay, so like I said, $11 million budget. They made $235 million. You fucking right, they're going to make another one. And 2 years, I'm surprised it took that long. But, next summer, obviously, keep in mind at the time, guys, there's nothing else to do during the summer. It's hot, so what do we want to do? We want to go inside a movie theater where it's air conditioned. I think I saw this one at the drive-in too. Great experience, man. It is. To see nudity on the big screen like that is just phenomenal. So obviously, okay. So this one they got all the usual suspects. Stifler's being Stifler, and this time they rent a cottage at during college or between college, whatever the fuck, or beach house. I don't know. That's what they call it in the States, I guess. And yeah, which is ironic because that's where I was at the time during the drive-in. And yeah, same people, same story, trying to get laid, maybe on some level they're trying to mature, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But if you like the first one, you'll like the second one. More highlights. Again, keep in mind, 2001, not everybody had a cell phone yet, so the whole thing was Stifler was trying to find out if these two girls were lesbians, and they use walkie-talkies, and again, guys, VHSs to walkie-talkies. I mean, this is nobody uses this fucking shit anymore. So, again, I feel old. But anyways, yeah, if you like the first one, you'll like the second one. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So, this is Seann's chance to work with Kevin Smith. Like I said, big fan of Mallrats, so why not? Kevin Smith seems like a good dude. I mean, thank God we did not lose Kevin Smith, with his heart attack there. I mean, he tells that story a lot, so you can see that online. Him being a vegan, I don't know. I mean, it's hard, seeing Silent Bob just eat vegetables now. But, okay, if that saves your life, that's cool. But anyways, great little movie if you're a fan of Jay and Silent Bob. These are movies that always are in the early movies of Kevin Smith. Everything from Clerks and on. Yeah, and Seann William Scott, he plays this... I don't know, this annoying asshole, but not in like a Stifler kind of way, more like in a, douchey, I got a guitar, I think I'm better than everybody else, kind of guy. And I don't know, Jay and Silent Bob, they set him straight, don't worry about it. But yeah, great cast of people, amazing people in this movie. Very funny movie. You will enjoy it. Obviously, if you're a fan of Kevin Smith movies, you will like this. So, yeah, it's that simple, guys. Stark Raving Mad. I've never heard of this movie. Hold on, let me check this out. Well, he's all over the movie poster here. A crook quietly plots his revenge against the boss who murdered his brother while working for him. Okay. It's got a decent rating. I mean, 6.3. It's one of those ratings where it could be good, and I don't know. Hey, man, you know what? You got a chance to star in a movie, do it. Worst case scenario, as long as the check cleared, you're good. Old School. Okay? Now, like I said before, you get a good relationship with the director, he's going to put you in other parts. He's going to remember you. Old School, to me, one of the best comedies of all time. It's very reminiscent to Animal House in many ways. The thing I've always loved about Todd Phillips is that he'll see somebody that's, let's say, maybe C-list, maybe bordering B talent, whatever, and he'll bring them up to the next level. So after this, Farrell could write his own paycheck. I mean, he played, I'm not going to say similar to John Belushi, but, again, reminiscent in that. Frank the Tank. I mean, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing that. Again, huge hit movie. Vince Vaughn, he was great in it. Luke Wilson, great in it. Great cast. Jeremy Piven, right before he did Entourage, he was in this. He played a prick. Again, a different prick than what he did in Entourage, but, just a little bit more awkward, just with glasses. Juliette Lewis is in it. Lee Remini's in it. Alicia Cuthbert. If you're a guy, you will absolutely remember her. Artie Lang. Yeah. Matt Walsh. Lots of great people in this movie. And Seann William Scott. They're having a party at Vince Vaughn's house there. He's dressed up as a clown for some reason. And I just love when he's just sitting there and just smoking. Come on, man, shake the tail. You're better than that. Anyways, he plays like a carny, I guess, or I don't know, like in charge of the horse, whatever. And that's, of course, when Will Ferrell decides to shoot himself in the neck with a horse dart. I'm not going to say anything else because I don't have to. Craig Kilborn is also in this movie. If you remember him, he was a host of a late night show there. I don't know what happened to that guy. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He was on a good run too. I thought he was great in this movie too. Yeah, a lot of people play pricks in this movie, but yeah, Seann's great in this movie. This is to me, in my eyes, a comedy classic. Absolutely, you got to check this out. And of course, you have to see the unrated version. Oh, and if you see it on, but just a side note, I don't know how Blu-rays work because I don't know, I don't buy Blu-rays. But if you see the DVD version of Old School, there's a lot of hidden, deleted scenes like within the menus and all that. There's a funny one with like Will Ferrell, like he's passed out at the party in the basement, whatever. Just check it out. It's a lot of good hidden shit. Love Todd Phillips. Okay, Bulletproof Monk. Okay. I remember going to the theater to actually see this movie. I mean, I expected it to be better. I'm not gonna lie. I like Chow Yun Fat. Like if you, you know, I mean, you gotta watch some of his older shit. You know that one movie, I forgot what it was called. The one where he was holding the baby in the shootout. Holy shit, that's fucking crazy. But this one, I don't know. I mean, it's got its moments, but you know, CG and I don't know. I don't know. I expected it to be better. Okay, and there's kind of a running joke where I think they said something about like why do hot dogs come in packages of 10, and then why hot dog buns come in packages of 8. Um, you know, yeah. Okay, so American Wedding. Okay. Some of the people did not come back for this movie. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know what else they're doing. You know, but obviously, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You can make as many of these movies as you want, but you got to have Stifler in there. So, Chris Klein did not come back. I don't know. A lot of the women did not come back. Yeah, no Tara Reid. No Shannon Elizabeth. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people just didn't want to come back for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, so you know, I would say out of the 4 major ones that they've done, which is you know the ones that haven't gone straight to video, this is probably the worst one. I mean, it's still funny. It's still got some good parts in it. Again, see the unrated version. You guys should know this by now. I mean, these movies are meant to be unrated, but it was okay. I mean, it was still, you know, it wasn't as good as the first 2, but you know, again, you know, Seann William Scott doing his thing, doing the whole Stifler thing, you know, eating shit, literally, and you know, like I said, it's okay. You know, not as good as the first 2, but still, if you're a fan, check it out. The Rundown. Okay, so. This is basically the first movie I remember that pretty much started off, you know, Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, his career into major motion pictures, you know, and Seann William Scott was there, and he played kind of his like sidekick, whatever. And the only thing I always remember most about this movie is that like in the beginning where Dwayne Johnson's walking in the club, whatever, and who passes him? Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he says, "Good luck." I think that's what he said. So it's basically like he's just passing him the torch, you know, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you know, Sean's funny in it. You know, he tries to be the more rational one. You know, it's actually a good movie. I'm not gonna lie. I remember I only saw it once, but I remember it was a good movie. It had some good action in it. Yeah, I would check it out for sure. MTV Reloaded as a TV short he did. Dukes of Hazzard. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I did not see this movie. I heard too many bad things. I mean, even in the video here on IMDb, they promote the unrated version. Will it make a difference? I don't know. But yeah, this movie did not get good reviews. We all love Jessica Simpson. But I don't know. Anything else? I don't know, man. Him and Johnny Knoxville seem to be really close now. So, yeah, you know. Ice Age 2, The Meltdown, the video game. Did a voice in that. Ice Age The Meltdown, the actual movie, obviously. Again, good paycheck, good paycheck. Southland Tales, he was in that. Never heard of that one. Lost historical films on the Ice Age period. Okay, again, keeps playing Crash. That's it, man. Just, hey, you know what? Bread and butter. That's it. Vinci Masters, Born to be a Karate Minister. What? I never heard of this one. Let me see. What the fuck? Okay, wow, that's funny. Okay. Okay. I actually got a pretty decent rating. Hold on, 6.9. It's not bad. Yeah, it's pretty good actually. I mean, the movie poster just sells it. You just see Stifler doing a karate kick in a kimono there, and a girl in what appears to be in her underwear just on the left there. Okay, so from the same guys who brought you Tomcats. Okay, I mean, that movie was okay. When Slacker Aquarium Tank Cleaner Vinci Masters drops his Game Boy Advance into the turtle tank at work, he gets electrocuted trying to retrieve it and wakes up without of this world. Hold on, clicking on see full summary here. World martial arts abilities that send him on a big adventure to the Far East, where he competes for Japan's prestigious Karate Minister of the Year award. I got a feeling I'm saying this word wrong. Meister? Hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. I'm not going to edit anything here. I'm going to show you my process here. Hold on.
Meister.
What?
Meister.
Meister?
Meister.
Every time I go on Google and look up a word here, it always, I don't know, it's got a different person doing this. I don't know. How do you get this job? I mean, it probably pays pretty well. Hold on, one more time.
Meister.
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 Yeah.
Meister.
Yeah.
Meister.
Yeah.
Meister.
Okay, that's enough. All right, well, I wasn't close. Okay, this movie actually looks pretty funny. I've never heard of this movie. I'm going to see it. Tommy Chong is in it. Okay, I'm absolutely going to see this tonight. Okay, well, there we go. American Loser. Don't know this one. Again, I've said this before and I'll say it again, guys. Sometimes you just look at a movie poster and you're like, yeah, this is going to suck. You can even tell by Seann William Scott's reaction here. He's holding a beer can and a teddy bear that says "Love Me." A girl in the background here is giving him the L. L for love. No, this isn't Dodgeball. No, I don't know. 5.5. I don't know. Trainwreck: My Life as an Idiot was the original title. Okay. All right. Mr. Woodcock. I guarantee you, when they made this movie, they're like, you know what? Let's see if we can get away with this title. You know, this is the only way we can say cock in a title, Mr. Woodcock. Okay. Billy Bob Thornton, okay, let's just be honest, after Bad Santa, he got kind of typecast too, always playing that mean dude, and it works for him too, but I don't know, this movie did not get a good rating. There's something about his coach going out with his mom or something, who's Susan Sarandon, and the promotion. Never heard of this one either. Two guys, one job, no rules. Two assistant managers of a corporate grocery store. There you go. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Meister.
Thank you very much. So never heard of this movie. John C. Reilly. Okay. Always like him. 5.6 out of 10. The critics did not like these guys. Yeah, I don't remember this movie at all. I gotta be honest. Role models. I do remember this movie. Okay, this is just a nice little comedy. Again, unrated. Yeah, wild behavior forces a pair of energy drink reps to enroll in a Big Brother program. Okay, so basically these two guys, Seann and Paul Rudd here, they get into shit. And, they got to adopt, what's his name? Bobby. It's weird how he spells it. That's cool, actually. BOBB''E. I've never seen Bobby spelled like that. That's cool. Jay Thompson. And Christopher Mintz-Plasse, also known as McLovin, plays Augie. And I like this movie. I think it's a pretty good movie. It's got a lot of funny people in it, too. Elizabeth Banks, Jane Lynch, Ken Jeong, Ken Marino, Jolo Triglio, which is the dude that's in, was it Reno? Not Reno 911. The fucking movie that Andy Samberg's in, or the show, whatever. The fuck is it called? Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There you go. Attaboy. Matt Walsh. A lot of funny people. So I recommend this movie. Is it as good as Old School? What is? I mean, but it's still a good movie, so I would check it out. Balls Out, Gary the Tennis Coach. Okay, so this movie did not get a good rating. Again, it's one of those movies where you look at the poster, you know it's going to be shit. But I believe this is Randy Quaid's last movie that he ever did. I could do a whole podcast on Randy Quaid and I don't know all the. Oh God! But yeah, listen, I'm always gonna love Randy Quaid for the National Lampoon movies. Last Detail. If you ever check that one out with Jack Nicholson, great movie. Yeah, I don't remember this movie at all. I think I remember a commercial for it, but I think it was one of those like straight to DVDs. So, Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Hey man, keep playing Crash. Keep making those. Keep getting those paychecks. It's all good. Planet 51, played another voice, again, ka-ching. Cop Out. It pains me to say this, honestly. Like, there's one funny scene in this movie where they're arguing with the kid in the parking lot there. That was funny. Other than that, this was not a good movie. And I love Kevin Smith. He directed this. It was one of his dreams to be in a movie with, or direct Bruce Willis, whatever. Tracy Morgan's hilarious. But this movie, yeah, it just was not good, unfortunately. Not a lot of chemistry between these two guys. I could really get into it. Look online, you'll see Kevin Smith, and he basically just said it was a disaster. It just didn't work out, and Adam Brody's in it, the guy from the OC there. Unfortunately, it didn't. You know what? They always say you don't meet your heroes. In some cases, you shouldn't work with them either. So, it is what it is. Goon. Okay, so I want you guys to pretend I'm not a proud Canadian for a few minutes here. Okay. This is by far Seann William Scott's best acting role he's ever done. By far. Better than Stifler, better than Evolution. This is a really, really good movie. Now, it says here, labeled an outcast by his brainy family, a bouncer overcomes long odds to lead a team of underperforming misfits to semi-pro hockey glory, beating the crap out of everything that stands in his way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't follow hockey, a goon is basically, someone, he's not the best skilled player, he's not the best skater, but he's a guy that'll usually play on a third or more than likely fourth line. And you know what? He toughens up your team. you know. And you always think of these guys as like being, you know, overly macho and, you know, they don't give a fuck about anybody. But the great thing about Seann William Scott's character in this, who is named Doug Glatt, he plays this role so well. I got to give him a lot of props on this one. I remember watching this for the first time, and you know, like again, there's no traces of Stifler in this role. I mean, he's just a very, you know, he's like a, I wouldn't even say gentle giant because he's not that big of a guy in the movie, you know, or in real life. But you know, you can tell he bulked up a bit for the role, but you know, he played this role so well. I mean, he was a tough guy when he had to be, but you know, usually he's the more calm one. You know, like little things like in the movie where you know, there's one character in the movie that's, you know, a dick and, you know, he's trying to, I mean, his job is basically just to protect him on the ice, you know, because he's kind of lost his way. And at one point he spits on the, you know, the symbol in the change room there. And obviously that's disrespectful. But, you know, Seann William Scott's character, Doug, is so nice that he takes a towel and he just wipes the floor after. You know, he doesn't have to do that. But that's the kind of character he is. And, you know, he falls in love with this girl in the movie, and you know, you know, I'm gonna spoil a couple things here. So if you don't want to hear shit, just you know, turn it off. Whatever. Spoiler alert. You know, he falls in love with this woman who's actually seeing someone else, and you know, I think even at one point she realizes that this guy is just way too good for her, and you know, like he's just a really nice guy in the movie, but the whole, you know, thing is he's a goon. That's it. And he's, you know, and there's times where he could like flip out and, you know, whatever, but he doesn't, you know. It's actually based on a true story about another hockey player. Well, they say it's loosely based on it, and then like at the end of the movie, they show the guy, you know, but you know, I mean, but the casting of this movie is really great too. Levi Schreiber. You know, obviously, we all know him for Rain Donovan. He kicks ass in that. That's a great show. They say it's canceled, but they said that the first time. Hopefully, they bring it back. But you know, he plays the old school, you know, goon in the league, and his name's Ross Rhea. And, you know, he's close to retirement as well, you know, but there's a great scene with him and Doug in the restaurant, and they're about to face each other finally because Ross is coming off a suspension, and, you know, he meets him there, and they have a really good one-on-one talk, you know, and he says, and he's basically just saying, look, when it comes down to it, I really respect you, but, you know, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna kick the shit out of you, you know. And Sean's just like, okay, that's cool. You know, he's just so cool about it, like, you know. And you're almost like Sean's character in the movie should be more like tougher, but he really doesn't have to be. And like that's the whole like point of the movie is that, you know, he's the goon, but he's not really. You know, he's a guy that's just a hockey player that just loves the game and loves the chance that he has a chance to prove himself. And it really is an excellent movie. Like it really, it's one of the best hockey movies I've ever seen, for sure. Is it better than Slapshot? Absolutely not. Nothing is better than Slapshot. Paul Newman, come on. But, you know, like I said, great cast of people. Jay Bashir, which I always fuck up that name, which is funny because I actually shared the exact same birthday with him, April 9th, 1982. Very talented guy. Allison Pill, who plays the girl. I think those two, Jay and Allison, went out for a bit, and you know, during the movie, Eugene Levy's in it. Kim Coates is in it. You know him from Sons of Anarchy. He kicked ass in that. He's an overall nice guy too. I worked at this bar one time, or bar club, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Then they had a hotel next to there. I talked to some of the people there, and they said he's just the nicest guy. But this is a really, really good movie, you know. And unfortunately, like, you know, when it came out, it had limited release. You know, it didn't do that well financially. It's more, you know, a cult hit on video. And we Canadians, we love our hockey movies. We love anything to do with fucking hockey. We don't give a shit, okay? We will watch everything and anything until the day we die. And I highly recommend this movie, not just because if you're a hockey fan, if you're a sports fan, like not even that. It is just a really good movie. It's got a lot of good heart. You know, a lot of good jokes in it. Jay even said, you know, like when he made this movie, he wanted to be more like the comic relief. Even in the beginning of the movie, there's a slight cameo, sort of from the Trailer Park Boys. You'll see, and yeah, you know, and like he does the thing, you know, when you're eating pussy, whatever, you know, the fingers and the tongue, whatever. If anything, I found out if you see that movie poster, that actually got banned. I don't know if it got banned anywhere else, but it got banned in Canada because, surprise, surprise, they actually found out what the fuck that meant, you know, and it's not good to have that in public places. Me, I don't give a shit. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, this is a really, really good movie. If you have the chance, absolutely check this out. And that's all I got to say. Ice Age, A Mammoth Christmas. TV short, voice, boom, do it. American Reunion. Okay, so you had the last American Pie movie come out 2003. What we got here? About 9 years later, the next one comes out. So they all get together. It's the same thing. They meet up at I don't know, what was it? East Great Falls, Michigan, for their high school reunion. Of course, why not? Why not? One more time, one more paycheck. Let's do it. That's it. I like this movie. Good movie. Okay, like I said, I mean, if you had to rank them all, I'd say 1, 2, 4, 3. There you go. But this is a nice little way to wrap it up. If they choose to wrap it up, I mean, who knows? I don't know. I recently saw an interview with Seann there, and he said, I don't know, they may make another one when they're all 40. I think he was just joking, but you know, in the end, why not? Okay, and FYI, Seann. Okay, again, they can't make the movie without you, so ask for more for $8,000. Okay, buddy, you deserve it. So for Goon alone, anyways. But yeah, you know, pretty much, yeah, everybody came back, including the two MILF dudes. Forgot to mention, by the way, I don't know, like during all these movies, the what's his name there, ends up fucking Stifler's mom, Finch. And in this one, I don't know, I think it's Eugene Levy's turn. So there's some great scenes with those two, especially the one at the end. I will never look at popcorn the same again. But yeah, I mean, overall, good movie. Okay, like I said, at this point, you either like these movies or you don't. So I don't know what else to tell you. Go check it out. Go ahead. Ice Age, Continental Drift, paycheck. Ice Age, Continental Drift, Arctic Games, awesome, another paycheck. Movie 43, holy shit. Where do I begin with this one? You know what? Fuck it. It's bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those movies that it probably looked really good on paper, but yeah, it's basically just a movie about a kid who hears about a shitty movie called Movie 43, and it's all these different. I mean, the movie's made up with all these different segments, and I don't know. Wolverine's got a sack on his chin, and I don't know. Guardians of the Galaxy there, Pratt there, he's shitting all over the place, and then the segment here with him and Johnny Knoxville. I don't know. I guess they wanted to do a movie that was even worse than Dukes of Hazzard, but mission accomplished. But and then I got to admit though, the one what's his name, the guy who played in 300 there, Gerard Butler. Yeah, he was funny as the Leprechaun. I'm not gonna lie. That to me is pretty funny. Originally, I think they wanted Colin Farrell. They couldn't get him. I don't know. Originally, they wanted George Clooney to do a segment where, you know, people found him ugly. I think he said something like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Whatever. Even Richard Gere tried to get out of the movie while he was doing the movie. It was a whole fucking thing. I've spent enough time on this. Don't see this movie. I know Halle Berry's in it. I get it. And you guys know how much, you know, Halle Berry is awesome in my world. But still, even I'm sorry, Miss Berry. Oh, Jesus. This is, I'm tired. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. No, really, I'm talking about the show. Sorry, it sounded like I was just saying a saying there. Yeah, I forgot he was in an episode. Yeah, he showed up in one episode there. Tim's Valley is a TV series. Just Before I Go. Never heard of that one. Ice Age, The Great Egg Escape. I get it. Collision Court. I mean, how much money has he made off this shit? This is fucking awesome. Okay, so in 2017, they made another Goon, Last of the Enforcers. Obviously, I'm not going to lie, the first one is way better. Okay, I ended up seeing this one in theaters. The first half of this movie, it's okay, but the whole thing is, like I told you, with Schreiber's character there. I think he's retired at this point, and then he plays the character Ross. He, basically, becomes the teacher, and he teaches him more about the game of hockey. So that's pretty much the second half of this movie, and that's where the movie, I don't know, let's be honest, it kind of starts for me. So, but I would still check it out. I mean, it's nothing like the first one. I'm just being honest, but the second one is still good. It's worth checking out. Super Troopers 2. He was not in Super Troopers 1, which, became a huge cult classic for sure. Super Troopers 2, I still liked. And he played Trooper Callaghan. Funny movie, funny bunch of guys. They do the show now with the firemen. Tacoma FD, that's what it's called. The whole production group there, the Broken Lizard comedy series, stars mostly the same guys. Very funny show. But yeah, if you like Super Troopers 1, I'm sure you'll like the second one. Bloodline, which, oh wow, look at this movie poster. Holy shit. It looks like Dexter. Evan values family above all else, and anyone who gets between him, his wife, and newborn son learns that the hard way. But when it comes to violent tendencies, it seems the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. We got a 6 out of 10. I don't know, like I said, I've never seen this one. He's definitely trying new things. I'm just looking at the poster here. It doesn't look, he might have killed Stifler in this movie. Yeah. And then he joined the cast of Lethal Weapon, the TV show. Obviously, we know what Lethal Weapon is. Movies that were made popular by Mel Gibson. Yeah, we know. And Mr. Glover. And Mr. Pesci. Miss Ray Russo. Mr. Rock was in one of them too. Yeah, I never watched the show. I got to be honest with you. But what happened was originally, the original guy that played the Mel Gibson character, which I completely forgot what that guy's name is. Riggs. I forgot. Yeah, Riggs. Too old for this shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah. I don't know. Apparently he went cuckoo or something, and I don't know. The guy had to leave the show, whatever, and I don't know. Hope he's all right. And David Wayans is still there, and yeah, they needed someone else. So who steps in? Mr. Sean William Scott. So, but I think the show got canceled a year after that or something, and yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's tough to. You can't bring an R-rated movie, especially like the first 2 Lethal Weapons, and make it a TV show. I mean, you're pushing it, man. I mean, I don't know when. Fuck, man, I don't know when Hollywood's gonna learn. You can't make something a beautiful R and turn it into a shitty PG. I don't know. Then he did a movie called Already Gone. Not the best rating, 4.2 out of 10. Again, I hate to say this. You look at his face on the poster, he looks confused and I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And then the most recent thing he's been doing is 2021. He's in a TV series called This Country. And he's going to play Father Joe, which apparently, I'm told, is based off of a British TV show. Wait, you're saying that the United States is taking an idea from Britain and making it their own? Get the fuck out of here. Come on. Come on. Are you serious?
Meister.
Exactly. I mean, we're all shocked by this. But let's see how it works out. He's playing a character named Father Joe. Will it be Stifler mentality playing Father Joe? I don't know. I mean, will it be, or is he just playing it straight? Is he, I don't know. I never saw the original, so yeah. I don't know what's going to happen there, but they've already recorded some episodes, and well, it's supposed to air sometime this year, and let's see what happens. So that's it, folks. I mean, just want to tell you what's been happening with this guy, and because I don't know, I haven't seen him in a while. I mean, probably since the second Goon movie, So, and like I said before, I heard about him wanting to get help, going into a rehab. Again, to this day, they still have not said what it is, But whatever it is, man, I hope he's all right. My heart goes out to him. I hope he's good. If you got a problem, like depression or just anything in general, I mean, don't be afraid to speak up and talk about it and get help about it. I mean, really don't. It must be hard, honestly, because like if you see him walking down the street, like the first thing you think of is Stifler, and then you think of a guy, that acts like Stifler, and you're like, how does this guy need help? You know what I mean? And I don't know, there's some stupid people still out there that, like they don't know what the fuck the difference is between reality and a movie, but you just want to, say, hey man, thanks for making us all laugh, and that's it, But at the same time, we don't know what people are going through, okay? And I highly doubt he's like that in real life. Like I mentioned before, his friends and family say that he's the complete opposite. Then yeah, he probably is. If he was Stifler, he would have definitely got hashtag Me Too'd by now. He would definitely be banned. From every bar. But then you can't go to a bar anymore. So there you go. Yeah. So I hope he's doing all right, man, and I hope the show works out for him. So I guess that answers the question. Where did Seann William Scott, aka Stifler, go?